Hello and welcome everybody to another exciting podcast with me, Noxandus Rain, and I have here Jordy and Yuki with me.
Hello
Hey!
everyone. Nice to see you. Nice to see everyone again after so long.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's been like a month since we podcast.
Yeah. Oh my
We had a
gosh.
busy month, guys. So
Yes.
sorry about that.
So excited to be back. What
Apa
about you
khabar
guys?
semua? Yeah, I'm excited to be back podcasting.
I'm talking
Hee
non-stop. Yay.
Non-stop, yes.
Yes. So how everybody doing today? How's your day, everyone?
I
Yeah.
bet
How's your day,
probably
guys?
some
Yeah.
people are still ranking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe because of the additional 1 hour.
Probably.
Maybe, but because we are streaming exactly when the Griffin rank time just ended. So some people they just drag on the matches for a bit more.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And some people last minute at 8:59 or 9 o'clock to found the game.
Yeah. It's like one more
She
match,
almost
one
like
more
that,
match,
though.
and then you get ching, and then you get to
Yeah.
play another extra 10 minutes.
When you thought no more hunter already, it appeared suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost this whole okay, no more hunter and bang. No, you got the match already. Go press the ready button.
Hi Aki,
Yeah.
hi, welcome. Okay, Aki's here, that's good.
Hello. Nice for them to join the stream.
Yes. Do
No scream. It's stream today. No scream.
it's just streaming, I cannot scream.
Behave.
Well, anyways, today's topic is gonna be an exciting one because it's about the maps that are commonly used in rank matches and also in the tournaments. So if you guys wanna have some tips from us, you wanna learn more about the maps, then yes, this is the right podcast for you guys.
Yes, you might be confused. How this might be the right podcast for you if you are confused with where you spawn, where are the ciphers at, maybe you run into hunter, how are you going to transition?
Do you have that problem when you just started the match and you run into hunter?
Me. I always like that
Me.
before. Yeah. Before I get to know more about IDV, it's like, oh my god, I keep running to Hunter and just got back. I die early, bro. Okay. Then I slowly started to making progress to understand about the map because map is a very important things that you need to know because everything you need an info from the map. You know where you spawn, where's the cipher is, where's the hunter spawn. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think this is a good time for you guys to hear about our podcast today. Maybe
Yeah, and
maybe
then-
you will
give you
learn
guys some
something.
tips.
Yes.
I hope so.
And we'll try to make it balanced for both hunters and survivors because like when you play the game, like if you want to be good at the game, of course, like whatever characters that you main, be it hunter or survivor, the skills that they have and everything is important, and kiting is another important factor as well, or chasing and getting the survivors down early game. But what is
Yes.
important as well is to understand the maps, the terrains the map produce to help you either survive or kill faster. Okay, so
Yes.
survive longer or kill faster. So you need
Yes.
to know what maps can benefit certain players. I mean certain
Yes.
characters. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you need to know the spawn places and everything. Spawn places are very important.
Yes, agree.
And if you
Especially, you guys need to know spawn places when it comes to a very competitive gameplays, like for the tournament also. So, like I said before, information is very important for survivor, both survivor and also hunter.
Yeah, true. And like what Yuki said as well, if you're playing competitively, you can see that in tournaments they will always have like headphones and microphones for the players, for the survivors. It is because they can communicate, and when you can communicate, you need to know what places you name the maps so that everyone is on the same page. You don't say you're at some place and then your teammates don't understand. Oh, which place? It's like, oh, I'm near a barrel. Like, which barrel, man? There's so many barrels.
A lot of barrel, bro.
So we're just gonna show you how we name the places. You can jot down notes if you want to, or just feel free to listen to the podcast and see what we got to say.
Yeah.
So, you guys ready, Jordy, Yuki?
Yes,
Yeah.
very.
So for the first map, we will choose factory.
Mm-hmm.
It's
The
a
most.
very not really small, but it's a good map. I love this map.
Before Jordy starts, because Jordy's gonna tell you guys a little bit more about Arms Factory. Before we start, I just want to say that if you guys go under custom, right, and you can pick the map that you want. If you guys want to learn about spawn places, you can click on this button right here on the right. It says map information, and there it can show you like where the ciphers, the dungeon is, and also spawn places. So we're just gonna switch off the dungeon and the ciphers, and then you can have a clearer view on the spawn places, and you can just keep seeing how the pattern is like. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's 6 or 7. Yeah, six types of spawn places. So the map is small enough for you guys to memorize this, and if you memorize it thoroughly, you would actually know where to run beginning of the game instead of just
Just
suddenly run
running
into hunter.
running around like a headless chicken. as what Ken would always say.
Or hitless turkey.
Shout out to Ken.
Shout out to Ken, wherever you are, Ken.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm done with that. So Jordy, would you like to start?
Yeah, sure. So before we start walking through Arms Factory, then maybe I can just explain to you the history of Arms Factory, how it came to be. So apparently, based on the lore of Identity 5, Leo, which is the Hell Emperor, was apparently married with his wife named Martha, and they had a child named Emma, which is the gardener. I think most of you may know already. How did he become the hunter? So apparently, Freddy, which is the lawyer, is in love with Leo's wife, which is Martha. So how did he manipulate or break them apart is he convinced with his sharp tongue of his, he convinced Leo to buy this almost bankrupt factory because he apparently claimed that this business can help him get more money and whatnot. It's already a failing business and a company, but he successfully persuaded Leo's to buy the factory. So in the end, the whole factory gone bankrupt and the whole place set on fire, and Martha literally just gave up on him, and so that's how he left. Freddy left Leo's with Martha together and ran away, and poor Emma has to be stuck in the insane asylum, which is the White Street Sand Asylum. Yes, correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
such a good story.
It's a sad story. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Good
messed up
story.
right there. But yeah,
Yep.
I guess this is why Arms Factory is like, I think it's the first map because it follows the main characters of the
Yeah.
storyline.
Yep.
Yeah.
I still
So
remember back then the old factory looks so spooky, I guess.
Mhm.
yes, there was beta
Yeah.
version. Okay, so this is where I spawn. So this is where I spawn, which is the factory spawn. Why is it called the factory spawn? So behind you can see it's the factory. So normally, so this is a good place to kite. Why? Because it's very enclosed, and you have two windows, north and south of the factory here and here. Okay, can you see that? I'm pointing towards using my hook, and here is a palette. But in the old beta version, not beta, sorry, in the before it got
Earlier
reworked,
version,
here is
yeah,
also it was also
a window.
it's also a window. But because everyone said it's a very OP kiting spot, so they changed this to a palette instead. Okay, so the ciphers normally will spawn either here or here. I'm gonna put a
Outside.
graffiti. Yeah, I'm gonna put a graffiti so you guys can see. Okay, so normally it will spawn here lah,
Yep.
either or lah. Okay, so this is a very good terrain lah, outside and inside of factory. Why is it? You have two pallets here to work with. So if hunter chases you, you can just go round and round with the hunter lor. Okay, so if hunter is on this side, you can always slam the pallet and just make your way to the factory. Yeah. Okay, so then the hunter keeps chasing you. You can always loop around here, loop around this part. Then you can always fall out from the factory and you can continue your loop here. There's three pallets here, here, and here. It might not be how to say optimal for survivors, but it is still enough to buy you time because you have all these pallets to work with.
Yeah.
You see? Yeah, especially here, like you see, you can just loop around with the hunter, lor. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So moving on. So you see, there's a lot of pallets here you can work with, lah. So make the
No, I
best
think
out
over
of the
here,
factory.
got adjustment. You know, they're putting the pallet here.
Yeah, they put the pallet.
Mm,
I think last time
Yep.
they didn't have the
This time, no.
dumpster and
Yeah,
pallet.
they didn't have that.
I think it was very open, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was super.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Very
yes,
open.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So here is not really a good place to kite. Yes, you have three pallets here, but the loop length is very short. You see,
Yeah.
Yeah.
here until here only.
Close
Hunter can
to-
just, if you vault the pallet, hunter can just move around and just eat you. Especially hunters with long range like Wu Chang, maybe
Yeah,
Geisha,
or
maybe
fast.
like
Fast hunters.
yep, like Nayade, Reaper. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to the front gate. So why is this called the front gate or the factory gate? Because it's near the factory. So as you can see, this gate here is near the factory gate. So normally me and my team will either call it front gate or the factory gate. Okay, so the ciphers that spawn here is either here, which is I put a graffiti, here, or here. So it decided to spawn here. Okay, so here is also a very good spot. So here what my team call is front gate ruins. Because why is it called a ruins? Because it has so many all these long and tall walls here that you can work with. So let's say you are decoding outside here, hunter decided to chase you. Always make your way to this pallet. You can slam, and you can always loop around here. Okay, because this is a very good spot. Okay. So other than the pallets, you have so many windows to work with. One is here, and then here. What hunters like to do is they stand at here to see where you are looping. If you loop to the left, then hunter will follow you. Then if you loop back to the right, hunter will still follow you. So it will buy you a lot of time lah. Yeah. Okay. Anything to add, Nox and Yuki?
Yeah,
No, no.
for that particular window, of course you can buy time, but be careful with hunters like Feaster, because when they can see that you're trapped like that, they can, put a tentacle there and
Oh yes.
you can get terror
deep-
shot from there.
Yep.
It's a 50-50 for hunter and survivor, that window, you know.
Yep.
It's like
It's very
this is where the
enclosed
mind
lah.
games start, you know. That
yeah.
window. Actually, I really hate mind games, so yeah,
Yeah.
I was used to hunter at that part, you know. You see just now. Yeah, I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah,
just now
because
I
it's
just
even though
went-
it's a good kiting spot, it's very small. Hunter can move very fast, so you vault window already, hunter reach to your
Yes,
side
yes.
already. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on here. So here, I don't know why my team decided to call this a no man's
No
land.
man's lands. Yeah, I also don't know why.
Yeah, care to explain Nox because I really don't understand the
Because
how to.
I think the earlier version as well, this part was very
When, right?
empty.
It was empty. Yep,
It
correct,
was
correct.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
empty,
yeah.
and
didn't.
then
It didn't have this T wall and a
Wait,
pallet here.
why they
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
call it as forest, since it's so empty and yeah. Why did you
Yeah.
just call forest? But yes, okay, we call this one no
we
man's
already
lands.
call it no man's land, and I guess
Yeah.
because it was empty previously, so it's like there was no
Mm-hmm.
man's and it was a
Mm.
land,
Yeah.
and we don't even know what the previous structure was supposed to look like because it's just a T wall. I mean, what kind of factory only has a T wall? So
Yeah.
yeah, and a dumpster. So yeah,
So
that's the reason.
yeah. Alright. So this is the no man's land. So normally a cipher will spawn here lah, where I put my graffiti. So normally, if let's say hunter comes from the shack, you can always. Oops, sorry, I accidentally used my hook. So let's say hunter is coming from this side, coming from the shack. You can always make your way to the front gate ruins, because there is a safe spot for to kite.
Yeah.
Okay. So so let
Oh my god, sorry,
wait.
sorry.
So every 5 seconds, keep every 5 seconds controller the tick you walk something, do an interaction so that the dog doesn't bite you. See? Ta-da! So this is a bonus tip. Anyways, let's say if hunter comes from the front gate, from here he walks towards the no man's land. What you do is you vault your pallet and then you vault the window to get double the speed towards the shack. Okay?
Ah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's the no man's land. It's not a really good place to kite, but it's just a place for you to use the terrain to transition someplace else. Because let's say if you bring 3-9, which is broken windows, and the pallet and the knee jerk, is it? Yeah, the knee jerk persona, then you can either make your way towards the front gate or the shack. Depends on where hunter comes from. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So speaking of the shack, yes, this is the shack. Why is it called a shack? Because it's like a wooden house. So and it's a very small a building. So it's called a shack. Okay, so
Some
normally
people
the
call this a small house also can.
yep.
Yeah, I think in
Yeah.
Chinese they call it small house.
Small house, yeah.
So
Okay.
normally the basement will either spawn here or the factory just now I showed you there. Okay, so normally let's say the cipher will either spawn here. Sorry. Where is my graffiti? This one. Here normally cipher will spawn here or at there. There you see. Can you see there's a
Yep.
cipher over there? Okay. So normally if let's say you were to spawn here, let's say you're decoding, always put down a pallet first. If hunter comes from that if hunter comes from that direction, you can always make your way towards the terrain long walls behind you. Okay, and you can kite a bit.
This spot also a mind game spot.
Yes, because you don't have pallet here, but you have windows to work with. But there are certain windows that you can work with. This is a useless window, but
Yeah.
you can use this window to maybe, let's say you're running from hunter. Hunter comes from this way. You're running, running, running. You can use this window just to speed boost for you to get to the other window. Okay. Yeah. So another cipher normally will spawn here lah. There.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so there's not much to talk about because this is not really a good place to kite, but it's only ample for you to just buy time or transition to another place.
What
Let's
do
say
we
if you're
call this
decode
area?
back gate lor, back ruins. Because why is it back ruins or moon ruins? Because it's there. Can you guys see the moon? Okay, and it's near the moon gate. Here is we call the back gate or the moon gate. Why do we call the moon gate? It's because
There's a
where's the moon? Where's the moon
Sky.
again? There.
Yeah.
It's at the moon there. Okay. Yeah. So normally if hunter were to chase you, let's say for example, let's say I'm decoding this cipher. Then hunter comes from the shack. What you do is you turn to the right, vault, make your way to the sandbags area. Oops, yeah. Okay, so that you can transition. If you can stay at here, but you will, I think you will guarantee take a hit if you kite here,
Yeah. I noticed a lot
because
of people, they would
uh
just try to loop around instead of transition.
yep. Okay, so okay, that's done. Okay, so this is the moon gate. Oh, oops, I forgot to mention. Outside the shack, you have like some pallets here. This pallet is not really good, maybe for you to transition away, but the two good
Yeah,
pallets
it's
are here.
actually help a
Yeah,
bit.
because you can kite at here lah. Yeah. So let's say you put down this pallet, hunter breaks, hunter come for you. You put down this pallet, hunter breaks. You can always use this pallet and transition. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so moving on. Oh, let me talk about the middle area. So this is the middle area, or what we call the tree pallet. Why is it called the tree pallet? Because one, two, and three. Okay, this is a good place for people to transition. Let's say if I'm decoding here, then let's say my teammate is coming from the shack area. Let's say Yuki is running. Then I will just stay at here. Then Yuki just pass through, and if the hunter were to really pass through, I can just slam the pallet on him, so that Yuki can transition to the factory. Yuki can transition to the factory, or Yuki transition to the front gate area. Okay.
We always
Yeah.
do
So
that,
this is a
I notice.
pardon.
We will always use that palette, I notice. To
Yes.
palette
Actually,
slam
this is a
hunter.
yeah. I know, right? So same goes for here lah. This pallet also. Let's say Nox is coming from this direction. Then Nox comes in. Then I'll just stay at the pallet here. Hunter, if Hunter really very iron head, right? Very daring come in, I'll just slam the pallet on him, so that Nox can transition towards the shack. Okay.
But be careful with the free hit. Sometimes you
Yes.
slap the
Again.
pellet at
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
bad
Hunters are
moment.
not dumb. Hunters are not dumb. They know someone is here, so you need to predict lah when he will hit.
Yeah,
Okay.
careful. Just be careful.
Okay. So normally here will spawn a cipher, and another one will be at here, middle here. Normally it's at here. I'll just put on. Oh, it's here. Sorry.
it's
Yeah, it's over here. Okay.
Yep.
So, okay. Now let's move on to the sandbags. Wait. Let me make my way there faster by hooking. Wait. Grab the correct one. Hey. Okay. So this is we call the sandbags. Why is it called sandbags too? Actually, I didn't know when they told me sandbags. I'm like, what sandbags? Then I'm like, oh, look at all these sandbags here.
I thought those were
Okay.
bricks at first.
Yeah, those were bricks at first. So then I don't know. Yeah, then they changed it into like bags of sand like that. So it's called the sandbags lah. Okay. So this area is a very good place to kite. Why? Because you see, as if I were to let you guys see my view, it has so many high walls. Okay, for you guys to work with. Let's say if you're decoding peacefully, then hunter comes from this direction, from the factory direction. What you do is you make your way towards here. Don't slam the pallet, because this pallet will be very valuable. You just make your way inside. Then you make your turn to the right and vault this window. Okay? Because yeah, it's a very good trick lah. Because so many high walls, number one. Very good looping spot because of the pallet and the windows here. Here and here. Actually, this is not a really good window unless you slam the pallet. Hunter breaks the pallet. Hunter breaks the pallet, and you want to transition out from this place. You vault and you just yeet away. Oh, my the windows is on cooldown. Yeah, so you just yeet away from here lah. Yeah. Okay. So other than that, normally here will spawn another cipher lah. So I'll just put a mark here. I think it's here.
It's at the box.
Yeah. It's at the box. Yep. Okay. So normally it's at the box lah. So normally there will be two spawns for ciphers here. This is what we call the deep sandbags. Why is it called the deep sandbags? Because outside there is the sandbags. So normally when you travel in more and more inside, then this is what we call the deep sandbags.
Yep.
Okay, so other than that, these windows are very good lah. So let's say here got one pallet. Let's say hunter comes from this direction. Okay, actually this pallet is not that good because it's
Mhm.
the what a wall is the length is too short.
Yep.
So what you do is, let's say a hunter is chasing you towards into this pallet, right? What you can do is just come in, don't slam the pallet, and run forward. Run, and then you run towards that window there, so that you can transition away.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Or second thing is, let's say hunter chase you from here. Let's say chase. Let's say you really want to make use of this pallet. You faster put down the pallet and you fall. And you and you fall to gain speed. Then you can transition towards the factory. Okay? Yeah. Wait He's using patroller and let me vault one more time. Yeah, I cannot because the cooldown. Yeah, so this is a very good spot to kite lah. So the windows here are also quite good. Let's say hunter is
Yes.
coming from here, you can transition towards this window over here. Okay, because this window is very long and drags out until here. So you vault.
Yeah.
So
My
you vault.
favorite kiting spot.
Yeah. So you vault this window, then you transition towards here. Normally you wait for the hunter, see where he goes. If hunter comes from this direction, then you vault lor. Then if hunter goes the other way, then you vault again lor.
Yep.
Then if hunter really wants to come from this direction, then you just vault. Make your way towards here. Make your way towards here. Then if hunter really follows you, then you slam the pallet. Then you transition away.
Yeah.
Transition towards the front gate, or maybe to this pallet lor. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think that's about it for Arms Factory. You guys got anything to add?
How about here?
Here is a very I forgot to talk about here. Here is a mediocre kiting spot. Let's start with this pallet. This pallet is good. Let's say if you were to put down, you can let's say hunter comes from this direction, you can yeet and transition your way towards the factory. And if hunter comes from this direction, you run, you vault, and you can make your way towards the sandbags. Because the range and another thing is you can tight kite using this pallet, because number one, the long walls are the measurements are very long. It ranges from here until here. So if let's say hunter goes coming from this side, you can just yeet come here. If hunter comes back towards here, you can just yeet come here. Okay, so let's say if hunter broke this pallet, let's say you came out from this pallet, you faster run. Then you faster make your way towards this pallet, you slam the pallet. If hunter moves the other way around, you vault. Then you can move towards the sandbags. Okay? Or the other way around. Let's say hunter comes out from this direction. Then you don't want to bother your friends like decoding in the factory. Make your way towards this pallet. You slam the pallet first. If hunter doesn't decide to break it, then you see which direction he's coming from. Then just keep loop lor. Then if hunter wants to break the pallet, you vault, and you make your way towards the other pallet, which is over here. Yeah. So that's about it. Okay. So anything to add? Nox, Yuki.
More.
Yeah, I think that's about it from my spot. And another good kiting spot is this one.
Yeah. the
Because
three pallets here.
yeah, especially hunters with short range, for example, Black Wuchang, Geisha, Gamekeeper. Yeah, so this is a very good spot to kite. You can just loop around lah. And if let's say you pull this pallet, hunter decides to break it, you walk around, hunter go, then you pull this pallet, hunter breaks this pallet, then you just transition towards here. And you can make your way towards the shack. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's all about it. You guys got anything to add?
What's the difference between kiting at places that has tall walls and places that don't have tall walls?
Like tall walls. Let's say for example, yes.
In my opinion, the difference between the tall wall and tall wall, is the vision of the hunter. You know, you can keep.
Mm,
We can keep tricking the hunter, go back and forth, and yeah, I think that's the advantage of the wall, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
because yeah, it's good against geisha and gamekeeper because gamekeeper cannot use his skill when there's like this big ass wall here
Yeah.
blocking his hook. Like
Invasion.
Geisha cannot dash through like objects unless she dash from here lah. But then if there's like this tall wall here, she cannot dash through the walls lor. Yeah, so that's the advantage of tall walls lor.
One thing
But
about geisha, you have to be careful of the cracks in between the walls.
yes,
Like,
especially for example,
yeah, there.
there and another one I think I saw before here. Yes, I remember is this one. Yeah, and but the disadvantages for survivors if they were to if they were to kite in tall walls, if hunter decides to bring people, that's where you
Mm,
struggle a little bit because you cannot see the hunter, but hunter can see where you're walking. Yes, yeah. So that's why you need to be aware lah of where he's coming from and try to make use of the surroundings. Oh. And if he and every time hunter deploys a people, make sure to always transition away because it's not good to stay at a kiting spot where the people is deployed lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's about it lah. Any more questions?
Nope. I'm good.
Yeah, okay.
me
So that's
too.
about it for Arms Factory. It's one of the basic, one of the first map that appeared since season one lah. Yeah, one of the most I wouldn't say balanced. I wouldn't say balanced. I feel that it's kind of survivor sided, but depends on what hunter lah. Hunters like let's say Galati, Feeder, which they can deploy their skills without hitting the survivors. Then yeah, I feel that it's good lah.
Yeah.
Mm, true.
I'm
So-
still.
So now I'll be
Incoming.
talking about Red Church. Do we have any questions for Arms Factory just now?
Yeah, I don't think we have.
Okay, cool.
Guys, if you guys got any question, just drop the question at the comment section. Okay, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if you want to learn on the spot. So we'll just answer
Yeah.
your questions. If you see anything, or even if you want to share with us, maybe there's something that we don't know as well. So we're here to just help out everybody. Okay, so I'll be talking about the Red Church, and I'll try to make it quick, but it's actually pretty straightforward though.
Yeah.
When you look at this map, it is so small. It looks smaller than Arms Factory, and for me, I think because the grid of this map is actually so much easier to label the places where it's called, because it's just a square.
Yes.
It's just a square. You can
This
see.
small map. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it started off. Let's start from the bottom there. There's like wedding, and then on the left side, that's the broken walls, and then you have the middle broken, and yeah, we'll just run through that. But yeah, it's just a square. You can just draw grids on it. So yep, let's get into it, and I'll let Jordy walk around. So the Red Church, interesting about the backstory is that it's still a mystery, because we assume that the wedding of Geisha was supposed to take place and all, but it seems like for the Red Church, they have like a different wedding that was supposed to take place. And it might be like an Easter egg kind of thing. And yeah, it's like it's full of mysteries, guys. There's like supposed to be a wedding, it's supposed to be a church, and there's also a graveyard. So there's still not much backstory of it, but we are sure that it's still pretty much related to some of the survivors.
Yes.
answers. Okay.
So Nox, where do you want to start?
Okay, so where Geordie is located here, we call this the back broken. Why? Because it is located at the back, and all these walls are breakable. So if Jordy just pushes the wall, see, it breaks, and even Hunter can just slam it and it breaks. And over here is kind of like the worst kiting spot early game. And if you
Yes.
ever spawn at the back broken, please run away. There's no point. Hunters will definitely come here first, and it's going to be really hard for you to kite and transition. Okay? And there
I
will be
agree.
the cipher here. Right? So Jordy, let's go clockwise. So after this, we're going to go to the shack.
Alright, sure.
So
Wait,
when-
just a tip. Let's say if you really balls of steel, you really want to decode here. What I suggest is you dismantle a wall here.
yeah.
So let's say if Hunter really comes for you, normally he'll come from this direction. Okay, so let's say you're decoding. Let's say Hunter comes for you, you faster run straight. Pop the window for extra boost and make your way towards the shack. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's my tip.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, let's continue.
Yeah, so at the shack here, outside the shack, actually, there's like some, you can see like there's like some graveyard kind of deco here, and these two is mostly windows. There's no pallets here, and again, you can use this to loop around as well because the range of it is still quite long. But sometimes people just like to use these two windows as well, just to transition all the way to the window of the church right there. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go inside here. This is the shack. Last time I used to call it chapel, but then you know what? We just stay consistent. So this is the shack, and there is this cipher, and there's also a basement here sometimes. So if you don't see any basement there, it's definitely in the church. And in the shack, there's not much to work with because it's one big empty space, and you only have one window and two doors to work with. So most of the time, if you're decoding here, and you know if Hunter like Wu Chang suddenly appears, definitely the only place you can run to is the window. If it's like a sudden surprise, you know. If people communicate that he's already on the way, you can already make your way to one of the doors.
Yeah, so normally I always decode on the left side because it's closer to the window.
Yeah.
So let's say if the chungus literally shows up out of nowhere, I faster yeet and and make my way towards the window lah, the back window of church. Yep.
Yep. All right, moving along. There is this other graveyard thing beside on the right here, and there's a chair. This one pallet is pretty much useless as well.
Oh my god.
But again, you can use it for transition, but for looping or anything, it's
I
pretty much.
don't even know why Nitis put that palette. What for, you know, just for decoration or what?
Yeah.
Yeah lah, I feel like it's just for transition.
Maybe
People hardly
there's a
use
chair
that.
over there, right?
People hardly go here to
it's like-
kite.
Alright, yes, people hardly unless priestess bottle from behind rescue, then they come in
Yes.
back, then the survivors vault this window, then transition towards the windows of
Yeah, this
Yeah, I
area is mostly
think-
to buy time if you want to rescue, but nobody kites here, so please don't kite here. It's pretty much useless. Okay, moving along. This is what we call the back gate, and yeah, it's located around there. This is the back gate, and yeah, there's a lot of walls here to work with. There's a lot of walls, tall walls, and pallet. So there's always like, I think like this is one of the best kiting spots as well. You can really buy a lot of time around here, and yeah, like
This spot also mind game spot.
mind game.
Yes.
What do you mean by
It's
mind
like
game?
it's like I always preserve this palette very much, you know. If you keep looping, you know, keep
Yeah.
looping at this area. It depends on what hunter also lah.
Mhm.
If it's bonbon, it's hard to to keep looping at my game lah. Yeah.
Yep. And the cipher that where Jordy is right now, I think this is one of the safe ciphers as well because you are surrounded by windows and pallets, and you can easily loop around or you can transition to other tall walls at the back there where there are pallets as well. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, you have two windows and a pallet.
And again, watch out for this, open windows here. Grave.
Because Geisha can...
Hunters like Geisha, Yuki, and as gravekeeper, but a gamekeeper can hook you through this open window here.
Yes.
So watch out for this lah. Yeah. So what normally I do is, let's say Hunter, I decoding, very boss. Hunter comes from either shack or this area. Normally I'll slam this pallet first, then I decode. Then if Hunter comes from either directions, I vault and make my way towards this kiting spot here.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Nox.
Yep, moving on. Let's keep going. So over here as well, there used to be another pallet. What do you call it? Cipher where the dungeon is.
I thought you were referring to the pallet. Yes. Let me put a mark here.
Yep. There's also one cipher there, and the dungeon also would be located here.
I only have one graffiti.
Yeah, it's fine. And over here as well, you can kite. There's a lot of tall walls. What else? Can you go to the other chair, Jordy?
This one?
No, the one at the back a bit.
Again?
Where Yuki is?
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the new chair that they reinstated?
Well, yeah.
No, you mean that one, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, here is it. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So here as well, this is like a popular chair where Hunter likes to chair because the escape route is pretty hard as well because it's just a straight line and
enclosed.
Yeah, it's very enclosed, and although you have that one pallet as well, if the pallet is already destroyed or if they already set a trap behind that pallet, then you're pretty much doomed as well as an escape route. Also, you have a window there for transition, but I still think that window can't do much unless you have like a priestess that already prepares portals near the church, because even if you vault it right now, like, you are exposed to open space, right?
Open space.
Yeah.
Maybe you can try to transition to big gate if the the pallet's still there.
Unless you're transitioning from shack lah, then this window is good lah. You can vault, gain a speed boost, and make your way towards the
Oh my god.
this middle back broken here.
Yeah, to go
What I
in
hate the
is
most
good.
about that chair, it's how to say, it's very bad. It's very bad chair for survivors. Sometimes they put down that pallet instead of going for rescue. Rescue button,
There's that
or they
glitch
vault
thing.
instead of clicking the rescue button.
Yeah, we still hate
Oh my
it.
god, I really hate this chair.
Alright, let's move
petition
on.
for DTs to remove that chair.
We call this area ruins. Just ruins because of the tall walls again. And this is another popular chair for hunters as well. Again, it's because after rescue, it's a very enclosed area to escape. So definitely,
and these pallets are basically useless.
Yeah,
Yes,
very
useless.
useless. But I mean, you still can kite, but it's pretty much useless. You're pretty much trapped. You can't buy that much time unless you're like playing like prospector, harassers like that. He can stun the hunter using the walls, things like that. Okay, moving on. We have the graveyard, and graveyard is a mixture of tall walls and short walls, because you can see there's so many sizes of the tombstones there. And one thing good about here is that they have a lot of pallets, but the bad thing is that they also have a wide open space to run straight. So some hunters can really take advantage of this, like Bonbon or Percy, you know, like. So what if you have pallets? Percy can go through pallets. Percy can jump as well. So it's you gotta like you gotta really think if it's a good choice to kite certain hunters in the graveyard area. And of course, because there's pallets, you can use it to transition. And of course, there's a cipher there. There's also a chair here. Another popular chair. I think there's a lot of popular chairs in this map because it's always located either in enclosed space or in open
Or
space.
near
I
cipher.
think this one's still okay lah. Yeah, you just need the cipher and it might interrupt the cipher progress a bit.
I think why this chair is popular is because number one got cipher here and it's at the corner of the map.
Yes.
Let's say your rescuer is at the back broken, right? He needs time to make his way to rescue lor. Yeah, so that is why this is one of the popular chairs lor.
Yeah, and always preserve this pallet, guys, please, for rescue. Even if you're kiting in graveyard, if it's like early game, please preserve that pallet over there because it's gonna help you during rescue. Yeah.
Yep.
Agree.
Moving on.
Moving on, around here also there's a dungeon. Another location for dungeon.
Another
it is a
open
graveyard.
space in the map. Yeah,
And
maybe and he can do some adjustment here. I don't know.
this
Huh?
area is like a lot of open space. I mean,
Yeah. You see?
the thing about this map is that around the church is all open space. So you just gotta try to make your way either to the ruins or the front gate. So what's at the front gate? We have what we call the wedding, and it's supposed to be a wedding reception. That's why there's all these benches and
Look at
all
the
this
red carpet.
decoration. Yeah, and
The red carpet.
Yes.
And this is the front gate.
This is definitely the front gate right there. Okay, so yeah, here is another good kiting place. But again, like what Yuki said previously, if there's no tall walls, then hunters can see you. They can plan ahead. So it's gonna be really hard to kite hunters like Bane or who else?
Yeah.
Like Feaster as well, Geisha as well.
Yes.
They can definitely
Yeah, Wu
just
Cheng also.
or even
really
Jack
has-
sometimes.
I feel that all these pallets here are just for extend your kite from, because if you were to close this gap here, hunter need to go one big round. Then you just all you can do is just kite around here lor.
Yeah.
There's not much you can do unless you vault the pallet, transition towards this window over here. Yep.
Because if you were to kite around this area, you really gotta preserve the pallets, and you must really like put down the pallets only when either you want to transition or you want a pallet slam or you just want to build the distance so that you can loop longer. That's about it. And if you ever spawn here, beginning of the game, trust me on this, please run
Get
to
your
the left.
ass out of there. Yeah, get your
Yeah.
ass out of there.
Make sure you run to the left and not to the right, okay? Run to the front
Yeah.
broken, don't run to the graveyard.
Yeah, hunters normally spawn there if you were to spawn at the wedding.
Yeah. So here
So
also
let-
there's a cipher beside the chest. And yeah, moving on, the second last area here, this is the front broken. Again, we call it broken because of the broken walls. You can actually break the corner of this and the corner of the other side as well. And this is gonna help you.
You can
Kite
stun the
longer.
hunter though.
I stun
You can
Yuki,
stun.
wait Yuki never kena stun.
Yeah. I think
Got one more here.
Here,
You stand.
here.
Yeah. Which one are you at? Which one? Let me see. Oh,
Wait,
this
wait.
one. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, you can actually stun hunter if you manage to break a wall near them.
Yeah. But actually, these two walls not important. These two walls are very important. This one and this one.
Mhm.
So normally, if you're a rescuer, try and always dismantle these walls early game so that you can kite lah. Because number one, the length of this wall is so long, so you can just vault, turn around. If hunter follows you, you can go vault again.
Yep.
Yep. If hunter decides not to follow you, then you can just wait lah, patiently look around left and right, see where he's coming from. He's coming from this direction. Then again, you can just hit here. Yep.
Yeah. And over here also, this is the last place where dungeon is also can be located, just next to this cipher right here. And yeah, we have the middle ruins. Here we call middle broken, just because it's sandwiched between the front broken and the back broken, and we don't get confused with the other ruins on the other side. So yeah, around here, this is the best kiting spot. Again, really tall walls, good to work with, and there's just a lot of pallets, and the length of it, the length of the walls are just long enough for you to just loop around and buy a lot of time. So definitely, this is the best place to kite.
Yep. And you can easily transition to the back broken or towards the church.
Yep.
Because of all these terrains, you can work with. Oh, no.
Yeah, you can work looping around.
Yeah.
and such. Okay, let's go to the church, and then that would be it. Yeah, you can see there's another popular chair there out in the open space.
Oh, yeah. In the big round.
Again, that pallet in front there, usually reserve it for rescue as well. Because if that pallet is done for, then yeah, rescuing is going to be harder. Okay, so moving on. If you ever spawn in the church itself, please put down these two pallets in the church, so that, you know, in case anybody is kiting later on, they can always use those pallets as a speed boost to, you know, they would come in through the window at the back there, and they would like vault the pallet and then transition themselves outside. Yeah, so they would come
demonstration. Yes.
here, they can vault and then boost. Yes. So it depends where they want to run to lah. Yeah. And yeah, basement is here as well. Anything else you guys want to add?
It's a very balanced map. I can say this is one of the small balanced map. It's good on survivors and it's good on hunters because
Yes.
it's extremely small, where hunters can literally hit from front gate towards the back gate easily, especially like Wu Chang, Bloody Queen, Percy, Pollen. Yeah, so all these
Geisha also can ba?
yeah, Geisha also can. So it's a very good map for both sides. As for survivors, it has a lot of kiting spots, a lot of high walls, a lot of pallets for you to work with. Yeah. And another thing about for advantages for hunters
See
is
my spot here. See my view.
Your
Throw
view.
my butterfly.
Oh yeah.
Yo!
See, like that's
Off
one
of
of
the map, right?
yeah, like out in the open space, like I can see lah, like this map, like what Jody said, it's very balanced. Hunters like Wu Chang, Percy, Feaster, Bonbon, Decipher,
Yes, yes.
Geisha, you know,
Yeah.
when it comes to all these open space, they can really take advantage of it. Which is why if you find them in the ranked matches, you will always find them chairing at the most open space or very enclosed space. You know, it's not like the most common common places to chair, but they will find specific chairs where they know that they can take advantage of the whole situation.
yep.
Yeah, and also because it's a small map, you know, hunters like Joseph also, they can really like perform well in this sort of map as well. They can like slow down the ciphers and really
Yes.
get from one spot to another, and especially when he can use the card trick and teleport, things like that. even for Mad Eyes, this map is really good because there's a lot of tall walls, and he can put up more walls to trap survivors. And don't get me started with Dream Witch, because Dream Witch, there's just so many followers around. Definitely in a small map they can trap you in every corner, and as well as Gality as well. So
Yes, Gality.
yeah, so definitely both hunters and survivors can benefit in this map.
Yeah, very. Yeah, it's a very balanced map. It's small, good for hunters, but then it's a lot of high wall, which is good for survivors. Yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty balanced map. That is why you can see a lot of hunters and survivors like to choose this map because it benefits both sides.
Yes.
Especially in tournament, you can see them always. You see always there's a match. You can see them 100% choose Red Church one of the round.
Yes.
Okay, so now we'll be going with Sacred Heart Hospital.
Yeah. It's Yuki time.
It's Yuki time.
Guys, it's already 10 p.m.
It's fine.
Yeah, maybe let's make it let's make this the last map.
Yeah,
Yes.
there's
That thing.
just so many
This is
things to
last.
talk about.
Yeah, it's so vague. Not say vague. There are so many
Thanks to
elements.
Max.
Yeah, that you can talk about. It's so versatile. Each map, so many things to talk about. The kiting
Addition.
route.
Let's go with the Sacred Heart. This is also one of my favorite map.
Bring the
Okay.
chungas.
Ding ding.
Yep, and guys, don't worry if we don't cover Lakeside today. We can always bring it for the next round because we got other maps to talk about as well.
Okay. So right now I spawn at Shack, which is oh my god, I really hate this spawn.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
wait.
It's
I
like
want
Usually
confirm
will
Hunter will
spawn.
come.
Yeah, spawn near the statue ruins there.
Yeah,
There's a map and you can
I spawned at ruins.
Yeah. Okay, so what we can do here, okay, as you guys can see there's a 2 pallet here. Okay. This is not a good choice. Not a wise move if you guys just come here and run to hunter. So that's why it's most of the survivor. I mean low rank tier you just come, oh there's a cipher over here, I can just stick to, I don't need to rotate, just stick to, and then yeah, that's how hunter will found you guys first. This is as usual, this is what we call as check. Okay, you guys can see there's a basement here and one cipher. Sometimes there's no cipher here, right guys? And you guys can have a pallet here and one pallet and one windows here. Okay. Sometimes if I just in case if I am a decoder, I will start to rotate if I spawn here, okay? So let's say I am a rescue, I just can decode here, Reserve this pallet first, guys.
Just
okay,
preserve
decode
that
first,
pallet.
and then we need to stand here to see where the hunter are coming from, direction. Usually hunter will come from here, right, guys? Or
Yeah.
windows, huh?
I mean, it
let's say-
depends. It's either
Yeah.
from the
Some
front
hunter just
or-
need to sneak here. You guys see, okay, who's the survivor here? Oh, if not, okay, I need to move already. Don't need to change, okay? It's so that's why as a survivor you guys need to just stand here and see which hunter, which direction hunter is coming from, okay?
Mhm.
So let's say hunter is coming from this direction, you just can put down pallet over here and start to see where's the hunter coming. If the hunter is breaking the pallet, you guys can start to transition already. Okay? Transition to this area. Yeah, usually I will transition here. I don't know how about you guys. Yeah, because there's pallet here I can work with. Okay, so
Next one.
this is we call as check, which is near the big gate area.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
guys.
the back.
Okay, guys. Sometimes, okay, if I am a Mac, I will rotate here. Okay. I will rotate here and just stand here. Okay. Let's see. If hunter is coming at my direction, I just can start to move away. Move from that area to this area. This area, sometimes we call this outside shed, right, guys?
Yeah, outside chat.
Outside
Outside
shed.
shed,
Yeah,
in front
outside
of
shed
shed.
pallet.
We're not that
Yeah.
creative.
Yeah, we know the creative. Oh my god, yeah. There's also one cipher here we call this okay, outside check, guys. Outside check, that's for outside check. Yeah. Usually there's a dungeon over here, dungeon spawn here.
Yep.
Yeah, dungeon. Yeah, oh my god. Oh, sticker. Jadi can you
Oh.
put? Oh,
Ah.
okay.
God lah.
Ada I got sticker. My Wu Chang sticker.
Okay, there you go. There's a this is a very good kiting area also for me. This is a very
Very good lah because
yeah,
it's joined
lah.
between.
I like it here, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
just
it's joined between these two
between,
pallets here. Yep. Let's say
if it's yeah.
if let's say I'm the Wu Chang, I come. Then let's say Yuki run towards that pallet. Like let's say Yuki pull down the pallet. Then if I decide to break it, then Yuki can always go
Put
there.
here.
And yeah,
Then I need to start to transition already because no more use. We don't have any more resources to work with.
so
Yeah,
normally
we can
transition
just
towards these two lor.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, back to the. Oh my god, this is also very open space area, already open, but
Yeah,
there's
very
nothing
open.
we can work with. Yeah, there's a big rock here, maybe. Sometimes I also keep looping here sometimes though. Yeah.
Yes. Sometimes we have no other option. We just need to loop around. Yes. We have no other option but to just loop around this rock.
This is we call as a T wall. So very bad kiting area. I hate
More
this
space
there.
to kite.
Yeah. And
We
there's
also
the
got one
old
cycle here, guys. Yeah.
and the dungeon normally is at here.
Yes, dungeon also spawn here. So we already located two dungeon spawn. So back here. This is also an open space though.
Yeah.
The only place you can transition is here, lor, the 3 pallet front gate.
This is
Front
we call 3 pallet front gate. This is not really bad, but you cannot prolong your kite here lah. You just need to use this pallet as to keep in it to how to say
To extend the range.
your the range yeah.
Just to loop on you.
In making some distance from you and hunter. Okay, you cannot prolong your kite lah very long here. You just need to keep position. This area. This is we call front gate, guys.
Yep. That's the front gate.
This is outside birdcage maybe. Yeah.
Outside.
Pallet here. This is T-wall front gate. Usually we call this T-wall front gate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a cipher here usually.
Yeah, front gate cipher. That's what we call it.
Rock, another big rock. Looping here is okay. And yeah, this is also good. Look. So one pallet here.
We call this area forest because there's a lot of
Forest,
trees.
yes.
Yeah.
This is forest area. Do you know where is this?
It's just a hand.
It's a hand.
Yes, to be honest, actually I wonder until now, you know what this function?
Yeah, I
What
think
does this function?
I think there's something with this item now. There's
Maybe there's a story behind.
story behind that hand.
Yeah.
If
Okay,
anyone
so
knows,
this
if anyone
area.
knows the story behind it, do leave a comment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let us
leave a
know.
comment if you guys know about the hands, creepy hands there.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is we call front gate ruins. Some of us call. Usually we call this front gate ruins.
Yeah.
Or
Front gate
Yeah,
ruins,
front
or
gate
normally you just
ruins.
refer it to forest lah because it's near the
Yeah,
forest.
forest.
actually.
Yeah. Some of them call this one is forest cipher, and some of us call this as a
Front
front
gate
gate
ruins,
ruins.
so because of these
It's
high walls. Yeah.
this is not bad. Not a
Not
bad.
bad.
Yeah, because we still have windows and palette here. I mean, a snowboard character like Mac is bad, you know. Sometimes when I'm being a Mac and I spawn here, oh my god, it's a very bad spawn for me. But it's okay. We can just keep to know where's the hunters spawn and we can just start to transition. Okay, another
Dungeon
I
area.
just spawn here over here. This we call as statue ruin. Statue ruin. No,
Statue, because
this
it's near this
statue, right?
statue.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is so this is a statue area. Why you call this statue? Because there's a big statue over there looking at you, creepy. Yeah, the statue keep following your direction, guys. Yeah, you. Basically, there's one cipher here and a chair. I see here. Distracting cipher. I
Yeah,
like
this
this
is a
area. I like this area.
this is a good kiting spot because it's
Kiting
very
spot.
open. Not open, sorry. It's linked
So
between all
much,
these three things. Yeah.
Yeah, so much palette to work with actually.
However, it's good only for like Wu Chang lah, but for like Gamekeeper Geisha, they can just dash through or just lead you through the low walls here lor.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like-
agree.
For Wu Chang, normally Wu Chang just do this. If you decide not to move, I can just teleport. Yep.
Agree. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 palette here, guys. 7 palette you can go with.
Yeah, a lot of palettes here for you to work
you
with.
can spam the palette to create some distance with the hunter.
Mm.
So move to the next area.
This is a very good kiting spot. So many high walls.
God, yeah,
My
so
most
much
favorite
high.
kiting spot is here.
So,
You can
but
buy
you
so
see, guys,
much stuff.
this cipher only can be put two survivor can equip the cipher.
Yeah,
Only
not
two
three.
cipher, yeah, two survivor. 3 or not 4. Yep, I love this camping area. You can work with the palette here. There's the windows and walls. Yeah, I love walls because, like I said before, it's like disrupt the hunter site something else. Because this one can and like Nox said before, want to bring people, yeah. You need to be aware lah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, there's sometimes there's a cipher also here, guys. I just noticed in this map, guys, a lot of cipher needed there.
Yes, that's
Beside
Yes, yeah.
just beside the
You guys
chair.
notice?
if you
Yep.
notice like every cipher you see, there's always a chair beside it.
Yes, I know, right? Yeah. Okay.
So
And
let's
also, not bad.
This place is okay.
That's why I live. That's why I live Sacred Heart. Okay, guys. Each one of the spot that palette, windows. Unless for the forest, Liberty Wall area. I don't know why there's not so much things to work with over there.
There's
Yeah.
way more open.
Yeah. Okay, let's go. Move to the
I think that's why they try to balance
more
out
strong.
the map. That's why they leave
Yes,
the
yes.
wall very open.
This is the most strongest fighting area, and those whoever just spawn here, you guys are so lucky.
You can infinity loop in the hospital.
Infinity loop, yep, correct.
Yeah, infinity loop. You just go down the hole, you go up the stairs.
I think you just go up, go down, literally buy you 60 seconds already.
This is
Yeah.
second already. Yep. Even in the what we call the time doesn't count, but it still buys time for your teammates, guys.
Yeah.
It's enough. It's enough. Good.
I don't care
basically,
whether.
guys, then there's a one palette here, but and it already removed this palette.
Yes, because it's too OP.
That is too OP.
Yeah.
Yeah. OP. They just remove and yeah, you see there's a cool hole here.
Yeah, so choose the holes wisely now where you want to drop. Here, like it's a dangerous hole
Yeah.
because there's no
This one
pallet
is okay.
here.
This one is a good hole because you guys need to get pallet here to work with and put down the pallet to create some distance from the hunter. You need to be hunter.
Yeah. Then
Oh
normally,
yeah. This is, yeah.
but either
It's
hunter will
annoying.
have to walk one big round or hunter is forced to break this pallet. Lor.
Usually there's basement here. Yeah. Basement in the check this time. So, yeah.
And it's called a pigeonhole.
This way we call pigeonhole. Why you guys call this pigeonhole?
Oh, actually, I copied it from Chinese server because they call it pigeonhole because it's a hole here and it's like you know how pigeons are kept like in the olden days.
It's the half
They're
of the
kept in a
pigeonhole
cage.
that-
Yes,
Right,
correct.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the shape is
Guys,
also like that. So
Then
that's why we call it
there's
pigeonhole.
There's a windows here, but Guess
Or
the
bird
key
cage.
again.
Yeah.
They changed to pellet here.
Mm.
Wait, can I say something about this pigeonhole?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was one time I play rank here, and I was decoding inside, and the hunter was evil reptilian. Okay,
Ooh,
so evil reptilian was outside the pigeonhole, but he
Okay.
could double jump, and he could actually come from the roof. If you look up,
oh yeah.
there's a giant hole up there, so be careful, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Wow. Okay, big brain.
and some geishas also, I don't know, they can go from the top there, and they dash and they just drop in.
It's a terror shot lah. If there's a
Yeah,
Very
it-
open actually. Especially they blink from upstairs, then come downstairs and terror shock you.
Yes.
I kena before, especially from the Hell Emperor. And Yuki won.
I
Yeah,
still
Hell
remember
Emperor
that.
as well.
I still
Yeah.
remember that.
Yuki was like, don't decode there, Jody. Hunter is like, I'm like, nope. I put out say ball of steel
Yeah.
decoded. Then Hunter blink from here,
Yeah.
auto drop downstairs.
Yeah.
Then he straight terror shock me. Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
So never underestimate that, because before this I thought it was a closed space. I didn't know that there was a hole up there until the incident with the evil reptilian.
Oh my god. Same goes to violinista. Sometimes you decode here and they just throw them a bang you.
Yeah.
Much interesting things.
Normally you decode right, you need to face your camera behind lah. So you have to see whether Hunter comes from the left side or the right side. Lor.
Mm.
So let's say
Ah.
let's say Hunter comes from here, Yuki can always vault this window or literally yeet out from this pallet. Lor.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say Yuki comes in, then I chase Yuki from here. Let's say I chase Yuki, then Yuki will run. Then Yuki will slam this pallet. Lor.
Mm.
Then I'm forced to break the thing. Lor. Yeah, that's about it. Anything else you guys want to add? Summary for Sacred Heart Hospital. It's kinda survivor sided.
Yeah.
Yeah. We survivor sighted.
Okay, other than the T wall lah, let's not talk about the T wall. Every place you can kite.
Yep.
Every place you
So
can kite.
guys, choose your kiting spot wisely.
Yeah. So that is why you see a lot of survivors like to ban Sacred Heart Hospital in tournament. Either if it's not banned, survivor side will always choose Sacred Heart because of its, a lot of the range.
I have one theory, guys. It's like when whoever early game who decode at this T wall is actually safe. Because Hunter won't come to this T wall.
Not really.
What do you guys think? Really? But
No,
usually,
because that
I think for the most of the season I play, T wall is the safest cipher, to decode. Yeah, because mostly Hunter didn't come to T wall here. I don't know. What do you guys think? Did Hunter really come to you guys when you guys decode at T wall?
yes, I've met a few Josephs that would
Joseph.
actually go to that T wall. Yeah, because they know that that's probably the safest one and no one goes there, and they can actually surprise attack you from the photo wall.
Because basically at first T wall is a very bad cipher, And at some point it's vice versa now. I don't know.
It's actually a bad cipher if it's the last one, but I guess as a early game
Yes,
cipher,
yes.
it's actually okay.
Yes, very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
agree. Yeah, early game is it's okay lah.
I think it's because why hunters don't come here is because I don't think the spawn. No one spawns here.
Yeah. Yes.
Normally
no,
people spawn. Normally they spawn here. Normally it's spawn here. If there's a cipher here, normally we'll just straight do already. Once it's done, we straight go to that cipher, the T wall behind there. Yeah, and normally if let's say here no cipher, we straight go to the T wall, and maybe it's because it's located at the corner of the map. Hunter don't want to walk so far, bah.
Maybe I can try this theory again. Yeah, with Mac maybe. If I have to come here and do way, we can run way.
I wouldn't recommend decoders to decode that particular cipher though, because
But
it's
usually
gonna
I
be
will
hard
say
for
when I
you.
decode it. Yeah.
That's you,
Usually
Yuki.
it's so very severe, bro. It's like Hunter won't even come here. Hunter will come to the ruins first,
Mhm.
or
Yes,
yeah,
it's a
yeah.
very
Near the
popular for
shack,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's ruin, shack, or the hospital first. Yep.
But I guess like you also got to be careful if anybody is decoding beside you, and if the
Yes.
hunter is the type that would bring a persona that teleports, or if it's a Wu Chang that can just teleport with the
Just
umbrella.
yeet. Yeah, can
Yeah,
just yeet
because
the
Yep.
umbrella.
because if the hunter goes to the nearest cipher near you and sees that you are in the middle of the earth in open space, you are definitely their next target.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never leave
Yeah.
as mechanic players. Don't play with your robot in open spaces. Yeah. So I think Sakura Hospital is a very unique map. Very high wall, very survivor sided.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
As a survivor man, I love this
Yes.
map.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, go all out with all your Kaider characters. Because you know you have more advantage in this map.
Yep.
And if you're
A
using any
lot of
priestess as
advantage.
well, wow.
Oh
Oh
my god, this is
yeah,
very
it's
OP
the.
map.
I tell you, put a portal here, it literally yeets until the other side there.
You
It
need
literally,
the chair. There's a chair, yeah.
yeah, it will yeet
Basically,
until here.
instant rescue.
So let's
Instant
say
rescue. Bro.
if let's say survivor want to transition out from church, want to go into the hospital, he can just go through the portal here that the
Yeah.
that the priestess have lay out lah. Yeah,
Yep.
so it's
Yes.
very good for priestess also because the hospital is like a haven for priestess players.
Mhm.
That's why you see sometimes priestess is banned in ranked matches. Yeah, because of
Yeah.
how OP it is at not only at the hospital lah. I think at the ruins also she's quite good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Agree.
Any place that has a lot of tall walls, yeah, she's really good.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. That's why you
Oh my
see.
god.
Yeah. So if you want to play priestess, at Sakura Hospital, and you better pray that Hunter doesn't ban it lah.
Mhm.
Yep.
I also think
Ben.
like now characters like Toy Merchant and Patient as well. It's good. It's a good map for them to kite around because like for Patient there's a lot of trees, and I've seen so many videos of Patient players just they just hook the tree, and they can transition. They can bounce off from the trees from one point to another, or even
Yeah.
from the hospital second floor.
Yeah. For example, let's say from here, let's say I want to kite out. I use my hook. I just yeet towards the ruin.
Yes.
Yeah, very OP spot.
Yes, agree.
Yeah, like I said, it's quite survivor sided this map. So if you got this map for your rank match, so yeah, you better make the use out of it because it's not. I wouldn't say it's an easy win, but the system already gave you an advantage to advantage already lah by giving you this map. So make the best out of it, lor.
Yeah, be confident with your kiting, and just know that the map is already in your favor, so you can do it, guys. You can actually
Mhm.
kite 60 seconds.
Yeah,
you
maybe
can
Nox
kite
can
120.
show his kiting. Yeah.
Can actually most of my kiting videos last time also it's in this map. Yeah, like when I
guess so.
kited BQ and all. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah,
I think.
have no fear,
Yeah.
guys. You
Yeah,
guys
keep
can do it.
practicing. Don't give up.
Mhm.
Yeah. We all
Mhm.
can do it.
GG.
Do we have
Oh.
any questions?
Yeah.
Question.
We will skip Lakeside because, oh my gosh, we're already buying a lot of time talking about tree maps.
Yeah, this game is all about buying time, Nox.
Yeah, it's all about buying time, correct? Buying the time, aduh ya.
So, guys, any questions, you viewers? Ada apa-apa
Yeah.
soalan nak tanya? You wanna ask us about the 3 maps that we talk about? Basically,
This
those
was
3 maps is like
the
considered the
first, the
small. Yeah.
the first
Small.
3 maps that came out during the
Oh,
launch
yeah.
lah of the game.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I still
No,
remember
Red
the
Church
maps
was
wearing.
the first 2 maps was
Sacred
Hospital and
and
Arms
Factory.
Factory. Red Church
Yeah.
came later. I remember.
Yeah.
Yep. Correct. Yeah, yes. Yeah, so any questions so far from the audience?
I think Z wants to ask something, is it?
This Z
Z.
dah lama
I
don't want to
can't
come
wait
back
for the
IDV.
Q&A, bruh. What do you want to
Oh yeah,
ask?
you say you can't wait for Q&A. What is it, Z?
Yeah,
Are you
Z,
still
come
around?
back to IDV, Z.
Yeah.
We miss your screaming.
Oh my god!
I miss your
I still
sarcasm.
remember back then. Yeah, back then when I was streaming and then scream like a girl, you know, oh my god, my voice so
Oh yeah, that one.
We have a lot of new characters that you can sim for.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, upcoming new hunter also I want to sleep already, bro.
I feel like the game is getting more fun now that they added new characters and all these new skins, and they've already balanced out the maps with all these improvements. They've
Oh,
also
I heard
like
that
buffed
a new
some
map is
characters.
coming, right guys?
Another new map? Really?
Yeah, yep, I heard that.
Is it for
It's-
rank or is it like another giant one that nobody uses? Just
Uh,
like the caves.
I'm not sure. I think it's a map for
The
rank.
shade of it all.
I know, right? We were so excited for the caves, and they're like, you know what? Let's never, ever play this map ever again. Like 3 floors. That is really.
Yeah. It's fun to jalan-jalan only lah. If we want to hunt or we want to, survive there or
We can't
Bro.
even play 8 versus 2 or turret in there.
I don't even know why the map is exist though.
I know, right? It's like, okay, we're supposed to play normal match, but in a map with 3 floors. Okay. Alright. Good luck to the hunters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
new map is
yeah. So yeah, make use of all the information we used today, and try and how to say, make your way lah. That's the game. I mean, of course, it's not easy lah. I mean, what you learn right now, you need to apply it lah. So it takes time lah to really fully master the terrain of the maps of each maps. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay guys, no questions. Yeah, we hope that you guys learned something and hope that whatever that we present today helps you guys a lot lah. Just keep in mind of our tips, and yeah, just keep practicing. You can do it.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can always feel free to message, either Yuki or Nox or even Team Rascal. Yeah, they will be gladly to answer your question.
You can also bring it forward for our next podcast because we'll be talking about Leo's memory, Chinatown, Ever Sleeping, Lakeside.
And the annoying maps.
Yeah. So I guess there's probably gonna be another 2 map sessions. So
Yeah, so interesting.
Yay.
alright guys, we'll be
Yeah,
ending the
thank you.
stream here.
Yes. See you guys. Bye.
See you guys.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Good night. Rest well, everyone.